A salvo of torpedoes fired at close range struck HMS Barham. The stricken battleship keeled over to port. Within 4 minutes of being hit, her aft magazine blew up. She sank with the loss of 862 lives.
Ship loses cargo during storm. The MSC Opera cruise ship was about to dock at the passenger terminal in Venice when it experienced technical problems. 2 tugboats guiding the cruise ship in Venice tried to stop it, but were unable to prevent a collision due to a broken tow rope. As a result, the vessel crashed into a pier and damaged a moored pleasure craft. The boat ended up against the rocks because of the strong Sirocco wind that throughout the day had blown over Sicily and is half sunk, bow first. Fortunately, no injuries were recorded, either among the passengers or among the crew members. In all, there were 117 passengers and 6 crew members on board. Scenes of panic were recorded. The passengers were disembarked thanks to lifeboats and boats made available by the islanders. A 160-meter-long cargo ship was caught in a devastating storm near the Cape of Good Hope. The ship's roll reaches 32 degrees at a critical 40. The cargo ship Smart ran aground and split in half. It happened in the harbor of Richards Bay, on the coast of the Indian Ocean in the Republic of South Africa. The South Korean merchant ship Stellar Banner was sunk off the coast of the Brazilian state of Maranhão after running aground and sustaining serious damage. The initial inspection showed that the cargo ship had a 25-meter-long hole. The decision to sink the vessel was made after a thorough assessment of its condition. A South Korean cargo ship carrying approximately 4,000 vehicles bound for the Middle East has listed heavily off the coast of the southern U.S. state of Georgia. The U.S. Coast Guard said the Golden Ray had a pilot and 23 crew members on board when it capsized in St. Simon's Sound. Container ship UASC Medina rammed ship Thompson Spirit in Slovenian port. The Fedra engines failed to start, and efforts to secure new lines from 3 large tugs failed. It was pinned up against the cliffs below the Europa Point lighthouse. 4 of the ship's crew were airlifted to safety by the gallant efforts of the Spanish Coast Guard.
I tried to have a nice relaxing pee and it all got blown away. Calm down.
Hard to imagine the violence of the storm.
Yeah.
It's still very stormy.
Сколько это видео? Бля, что в самый нужный момент еще закончится. Ну что, падение не зафотаешь, что ли? Ёбаный рот. Блять, как бы самому не уебаться еще.
The RTS Pioneer cargo ship, with a displacement of 70,000 tons, can withstand very harsh weather conditions off the coasts of the Philippines and China. These are the infamous waters where powerful seasonal typhoons originate. In the early morning of March 16, 2011, the 225-meter bulk carrier MS Oliva runs aground at Nightingale Island, regarded as the second most important bird island in the world, and very remotely located at 1,500 miles from Cape Town.
Wow, that was nice, man. That was nice, man. Oh shit.
The Ocean X Sanderling pushed to St. John's, NL from Halifax in a very bad winter storm. The vessel pushed at 11-12 knots, while other vessels in the area slowed to a safe 3-4 knots for safety and to prevent any damages.
Oh man. Huh?
Polar Onyx is an offshore construction vessel designed and built by UL Stein. Delivery to GC Reber Shipping. First assignment in deep waters offshore Brazil for Petrobras. October 18, 2014. Ebola scare on board. U.S. Coast Guard picking up blood sample from the Carnival Magic en route back to Galveston. Beautiful shots of the Queen Elizabeth cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean during an 11-magnitude storm. The ship cleaves through huge waves. A giant cargo ship transports timber during a storm. These waves are quite powerful and high. At such moments, the full force of nature is really felt. The Japanese-flagged container ship One Apus lost 1,916 cargo containers after it was caught up in a violent storm in the Pacific on November 30th, 2020. The vessel arrived on December 8th in the Japanese port of Kobe, where ship owners and managers said a full safety inspection would be carried out. The incident is described as the second biggest cargo loss in shipping history. A large loaded cargo ship sails in the Pacific Ocean through a 10-point Beaufort storm.
बड़ा वाला आ रहा है अभी।
A Chinese Navy warship collided with its own Coast Guard vessel while chasing a Philippine patrol boat in the South China Sea. This rare and dramatic incident has attracted the attention of the world community. In the Sea of Okhotsk, a fishing vessel went fishing for crab in stormy weather. The aftermath of a major hurricane in the Indian Ocean. Part of the cargo on the ship was lost.
We stopped.
In Egypt, a Red Zed oversized cargo ship lost control due to a steering system failure, rammed a pier, and ran aground in the Suez Canal.
A severe storm caught a cargo ship in the Pacific Ocean. Huge waves are rolling on the deck.
Нихуя себе, блядь. Вот это въебало, блядь. Не знаю, блядь. Хорошо, что не вышли, блядь.
Russian chemical tanker goes through a storm in the Black Sea. Drone footage showed the Solong and the Stena Immaculate floating in the North Sea after their collision. The Stena Immaculate was carrying 220,000 barrels of jet fuel for the U.S. Air Force when it was struck while stationary by the German-owned Solong on Monday morning. Cruise ship Anthem of the Seas go through Hurricane Hermine. A cruise ship crashes into an iceberg and a burst of water erupts behind the ship. Sawyer Glacier in the Tracy Arm Fjord, Alaska.
Ya no me gusta nada.
The Grand Holiday cruise ship passes through powerful waves in a storm. You can see how the ship tilted, which caused panic among passengers and crew. Voyager, one of the largest and fastest passenger cruisers, was caught in a strong Hurricane Valentine in the Mediterranean Sea. A fire broke out on the cargo ship at night. As a result, all the cars were destroyed. Four people were rescued by the EMQ rescue helicopter after their boat capsized 40 nautical miles off the Townsville coast at John Brewer Reef. The Drake Strait is an intercontinental strait connecting the southern parts of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The cargo ship Red Rose goes through a storm.
Tukong na sa barko. Oh. Loh. Zek. Too much, eh?
Aurora Australis, in a fully developed force 9 gale on her way to Antarctica. Wind 40-45 knots. Significant wave height 9 meters, but the most impressive wave is the dumping 14-meter breaker just ahead of the ship. A supply ship navigates through a powerful storm in the Arctic Ocean.
Ja.
SAR, Search and Rescue, NH-90 helicopter drill on board of H&S ship Prudence during a storm of 10 points on the Beaufort scale. The last pieces of the good ship Fedra that crashed at Europa Point on the south at Gibraltar are not easy to get out off the water.
Det var vist ikke meningen. Det tror jeg ikke.
Ja, okay, så ja. Så forkert. Det var en fish, ja.
chemical tanker encountered a powerful storm on its way to New York. On board the ship MS Expedition, Force 12 on the Beaufort scale, from the Antarctic Peninsula to South America. On the way to Cape Horn, the cruise ship encountered massive waves. Rescue of injured man from MSC Opera cruise ship.
Rare footage from the bridge of the aircraft carrier USS Kitty Hawk, returning home to the naval base in Yokosuka, Japan, during a powerful storm. The starboard bridge at the bow was severely damaged by the impact of strong waves, and the safety net was torn off. Currently, the aircraft carrier has been removed from active service.
A cargo ship is struggling with giant waves in the rough sea of northern China. The force of the storm reaches 12 Beaufort points.
Πάμε 25%. Πώς 25%. Μπράβο, καλό ήταν το 25%. Πίστευτο. Μέσον. Τι πες τώρα. Κάνε 30%. Πόσο 30. Και έλα 2-4-0. 30-2. Έλα με πολύ 2-4-0.
former Navy ship HMAS Tobruk has been scuttled off the Queensland coast, where it will become a dive site and tourist attraction.
Glad it fell off. Balance so it just gets down there. Hear it screaming. Oh, it's going to go belly up. Oh no, it might come back.
An oil tanker is experiencing a powerful Hurricane Sandy in the Sargasso Sea, a 12-point Beaufort storm.
A fishing boat is sailing through a powerful storm. Huge waves cover the ship and toss it like a light boat. I wonder if the team is scared.
The Spanish cargo ship Luno crashed off the coast of Biscay, France. As a result of engine failure during a storm, the ship drifted and was then washed ashore near Bayonne by the wind and current. The freighter ran into a breakwater extending from the shore, after which it was torn into two parts by the surf's pressure. All 12 sailors aboard the cargo ship were rescued and evacuated by helicopters from the French Coast Guard. On the morning of 16th April 2014, the ferry MV Sewol sank while en route from Incheon towards Jeju City in South Korea. The 6,125-ton vessel sent a distress signal from about 2.7 kilometers north of Byongpungdo at 0858 KST.
Incredible footage of a 12,000-ton cargo ship caught in a 10-point storm. There are very long and high waves in the Bay of Biscay. You need to be prepared for this.
Irina Arctica in storm hurricane weather, sailing against wind with about 30 meters at the coast of Greenland.
A chemical tanker crashes into waves over 10 meters high during a hurricane-force wind off the coast of Portugal. A powerful storm of this category can or severely damage a ship.
In Sri Lanka, the MV Express Pearl, carrying 1,186 containers, including 25 tons of nitric acid, was anchored off the coast of the port city of Negombo when a fire broke out after an explosion. Burning containers filled with chemicals fell into the sea from the deck of the ship as emergency crews extinguished the fire. An oil tanker was caught in a storm off the coast of Wales, which also affected the Bay of Biscay. Fishing vessel passes through a powerful storm.
Peace.
Все, Mayday, все. На костюмы. Понял? Да, перестань. На костюмы. Mayday, this is not a vessel army. Mayday, my vessel broken. My vessel, Mayday, Arvin.
Due to adverse weather conditions, the Palau-flagged Arvin vessel anchored in the administrative area of the port of Barton crashed and sank. Units of the Search and Rescue Coordination Center were immediately dispatched to the region.
Mayday. Arvin, help me, Mayday.